Dum-ba-da-da. Screencastify and Screencastify Submit. Submit is actually in beta, so I'm really excited to be able to share that with you guys today. For those of you that don't know, I am LaShaka Wesley Hosier. I am the one-to-one coach at South Garland High School. My email address is ldwesley@garlandisd.net. If you have a question, if there's something you think of afterwards, please feel free to email me. It doesn't matter if you're at South or not. I'm here to help. If you have a question, I definitely want to get it answered for you guys. Okay, so first of all, we're going to look at what is Screencastify. Screencastify is actually a Chrome extension that allows you to either capture your screen or do a video recording. Then you can immediately upload that to Google Classroom, YouTube, or Remind. You can get a QR code. They have partnered with Edpuzzle within the past 3 weeks, so you can actually send it straight to Edpuzzle, which is a new amazing option. So if you have never used Screencastify, there are so many cool things that you can do with it. Just a little word to the wise. If you have the free account, videos are limited to 3 minutes. If you have the subscription, then you can do videos as long as you want. So I'm going to show you guys the Chrome extension. I will send these slides to you after the fact, so you'll have the links to everything I'm showing you today. So this is the Screencastify, like where you would go to get the extension. You can see I already have mine installed, but for those of you that don't, you would just get a blue install button here. And then you can see up in the top corner up here where my add-ons are, this is the Screencastify. It looks like a little arrow with a video camera in it. So here's a little bigger version of that. And then that's it. Once you have that extension, you're good to go. Okay. So let's check out the extension and see what we can do. Okay, so if we click on the extension, it's going to bring up a couple of different options. So now I have a 5-minute limit video. I can upgrade if I want to get unlimited recording and editing. But again, 5 minutes is pretty close. Now, if I'm trying to record like a whole lecture or something, obviously I would need more than that. So I can record a single browser tab. I can record my desktop, or I can just have it record my webcam. So if I do that, it's just going to be me talking. Or I have the option, if I'm recording my desktop, to embed my webcam. So when I do that, my little webcam will show up down here at the bottom. So I'm going to do that so you guys can see what it'll look like. And you see I've got my Snapchat filter camera on there. That's what my classroom background is from. Okay, so if I hit record, you see I'm down here in the bottom corner, okay, and it's going to ask me if I want to share my entire screen or a specific application window. So I'm going to do my entire screen. You have to click it so you get this blue box around it, and then you just hit share. So now it's going to do this 3, 2, 1 countdown, okay, and now it's sharing. Screencastify is live and it's recording. So while it's recording, I've got a couple of different options. I can click on my mouse option here, and I can get a highlight. So if I wanted to do something and I click up here, it's going to highlight those specific things. I can also, if I go back to my tools here, I can get a pen. Okay, so I can kind of circle and annotate on my screen. I can get an eraser, of course, so I can erase all of my marks. And then here's my embed webcam. I can turn that off or turn that on so you guys can kind of see me down in the corner if I decide I don't want to do that. I can wipe the screen clear with the eraser, which is nice if I'm, annotating a math problem or something. And then I've got my focus mouse, which is this, cool circle here, so the kids or whoever you're doing your video for can really see what's going on. And then I've got my pause button. I can resume it, and then I can end it. Okay, so that's basically all you have to do to record. If you're just recording a video, if I'm just doing my webcam, then it would just be on me and I wouldn't get all of these tools because it would just be a webcam. So you're recording because I've got that little record dot up here on the Screencastify. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop. So now it's stopped and I can see that it's taking me to the editing screen. So I'm going to name this. So you just click on the untitled, and I'm going to name it icon example so that later I know that I can trash this. So I'm going to unmute it. If I wanted to do something and I click up here, it's going to highlight those specific things. I can also Okay, so you heard my voice, and it was exactly what I just said. So now it is no internet. I do have the internet. Urgh. Okay, so we're going to do this. But once the internet comes up, it automatically saves to your Google Drive, which is amazing because if you're like me and you forget to add things or record things or put things where they go, this going to your Google Drive, you never lose it. It never goes anywhere. So let me see. I'm going to refresh this and see if it will detect my internet so you guys can watch it work. No. Why? Okay.
I'm having trouble seeing your screen. I just see your Bitmoji talking. I don't see what you're doing.
Did I not present? You just see my face moving?
Yes.
Okay. It says I'm presenting. See, it says stop presenting. So let me stop and retry. Stop presenting. Present now. Entire screen. I want to show this. Share. Okay, can we see things now? Can you see the Screencastify screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so here's the Screencastify screen. It still says I have no interwebs. Why? All right, let's go to other recordings. So if I click on my Screencastify icon, again, I can Screencastify. Okay, I can go to my recordings, I can get my notifications, or I can go to my settings. So I'm going to go to all of my recordings so you guys can kind of see what I've got there. Okay, yeah, this is clearly not online because I have way more than this. Let me switch my Wi-Fi and see. Now this and refresh. Sharing, so that's good news. No internet connection. Come on. All right. So the internet connection will allow it to go straight to your Google Drive. You can also share it straight to YouTube once it's in your drive. You can upload it directly to Edpuzzle, which, like I said, is a brand new function partnership. They just did that. You can share it to Wakelet, which if you've never used Wakelet, it's kind of like a Pinterest board, and you can add a whole bunch of stuff to it, but it keeps it all in one place. You can share it out through Remind. You can share it directly to Google Classroom. You can get the embed code. So earlier, if you were at my Insert Learning, I told you guys you can put anything with an embed code in there. You can put in a Screencastify because it'll give you an embed code, which is amazing. You can send it in an email. You can generate a QR code. So if you've got stations, and this is how I used to do it, I would generate a QR code of me verbalizing the directions and put it at a station for every kid. Or for the station, so that when the kids got there, if they couldn't remember what to do, instead of asking me, they could scan the QR code and then they would see my face telling them what to do again, which is really good for those kids who, you know, kind of space out or just need the stuff repeated. So there's that. And then there's a couple more sharing options that you can go. So here is this App Smash library. And I talked earlier about app smashing with Insert Learning, and it's basically just combining two apps together and using them within each other. So if the internet will get its life together, then we a PowerPoint here, and I'm going to talk about the different resources that they have. So if you want to look at ways that teachers have used Screencastify in the classroom, Matt Miller from Ditch That Textbook has a website full of ideas. You can also get Screencastify certified. So they've got just a regular one that shows you know how to use it, and then they've got a genius one that shows you different ways you can embed it with Google tools, which is super helpful. And then if you have any other questions about it, you can read through the user guide and get those answered. So is it still not? The internet not working is not being my friend today. I'm going to have to reset my router between the two things. Okay, so there's all of the Screencastify. Yes, I know I'm presenting. Thank you. I will get to the App Smash library when it loads. So we'll get there in a minute. But I want to continue on to Screencastify submit. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys watch this video. It's super short, and it just explains kind of concisely what it is, and then we will go look at what it does. So present, yes, video.
Hi, I'm Laura from Screencastify. As a former teacher, I know how frustrating and time-consuming it can be to have my students create and send me their videos. We've been working on something that makes this whole process way easier. Screencastify Submit works in just 3 steps. First, teachers create a magic recording link. Then, they share that link with students. Students use the link to record videos that are automatically turned in. So how does this actually work? Teachers make an assignment, give it a title and instructions, and select the type of recording students can make. And ta-da! Now you have a link for your students. Share it in Google Classroom or any LMS that you use. Once students have the link, it's so easy for them. They'll use their Google account and don't need a Screencastify account or any extension. Students can click on the link and immediately begin recording. Once they're done recording, the video automatically uploads to your Google Drive, and you can just watch the videos roll in. That's it. We're launching Screencastify in beta and would love your feedback. Screencastify Submit, the easiest way for your students to make videos.
Okay, so she did a really good job, and I want to make sure that you guys caught this. A, the students don't need an account, but B, these videos go straight to your Google Drive. So the students do get a copy of them, yes, but for you, they don't have to turn it in on Google Classroom. They don't have to attach it. They don't have to do anything. Like, it literally just magically shows up in your Google Drive, which is thebomb.com. So I signed up for beta, so it gives you this dashboard. So I'm going to go to my dashboard, and I am hoping that it will load and do everything that I want it to do so I can show you how awesome this is. Yay! Okay. So this is the Screencastify Submit dashboard. Okay, so I can sign out or I can look at the assignments that I've created. So here's my iCon example. Now, I created this May 15th, and I had my daughter do this. So she's a freshman. And so here's the link that I would share. So I would just copy that link and put it wherever, and then I can edit or reopen. So I'm just going to do a new assignment so you can see from scratch kind of what this will look like. So new assignment. Okay, so now I can decide what kind of recording I want my students to do. If I do webcam only, it's going to be very similar to Flipgrid. So they're just going to be able to show me their faces and kind of give me like an opinion or a reflection or something like that. If I do screen only, notice it says mobile devices are not supported for this one, but it will include a screen recording. So if I want them to kind of show me their work or talk me through an essay or annotating a document or show me that they know how to turn something in on Google Classroom, how to attach a document, how to change the font settings in Google Slides, whatever it is that you're asking them to do. So you would decide which one you want. So I'm just going to do, actually I'm going to do webcam because I want to show you. Now, for webcam only, this is supported by mobile devices. So they would be able to do this on their phones or iPads. So now here's my title. So I'm going to put webcam only icon. And then these are the instructions. This is where I would type into my students, please watch the video in the bell ringer and respond with your thoughts. Okay, so then I hit next. So now here's my access, and I can make so anyone with the link can access. And this is important because I'm only going to share the link through Google Classroom, and I don't want other students sharing it with other students, if that makes sense. So I just want people with the link, not necessarily anyone in my organization. Now, here is where you can kind of change some of the settings, and they have this on Flipgrid too, but I don't want the students to view anyone else's videos. And that's something that I would share with the students and let them know, like, hey, you guys have anonymity here. You're not going to be able to see each other's videos. I'm the only one that's going to be able to watch it. So, you know, be truthful, be honest, whatever. Especially if you're doing something like group assignment reflections. So, you know, I'm asking them to rate their partners. I don't want their partners to be able to see what they're saying. So I'm going to do students cannot view videos. And I do not want to be notified when a video is submitted, because if you do that, every time a student turns one in, you're going to get an email. We get enough emails. I'm not trying to flood my inbox. Okay, so then I hit next. So now it says your assignment is live. So notice all assignments for this will be saved in this folder. So I'm going to click on that in a minute, but I'm going to click on the little Google Classroom icon. And just like anything else that opens up Google Classroom, I can share it to any class of my choosing. Okay, now I'm going to click on my test class and I'm going to make it an assignment. I'm going to hit go. Okay, so now I can see, here's my webcam only icon. If I wanted to retype the instructions, I could. Here's the material that they get. And then I can do anything else for my assignments that I want. So I'm going to hit assign. And now I know, cool, it's in Google Classroom. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. I can preview this so I can see what it'll look like for the students. So when they get it, this is what it will show for them. Okay, so this screen pops up for them. Notice my email address is up there. So please watch the video in the bell ringer and respond with your thoughts. It's exactly what I typed in. And then the students would literally just click turn on mic and webcam. The very first time they do it on a computer, they're going to have to hit allow. The webcam and mic are on, and then they just hit record and then submit. It's magic. Okay, so going back, if I click on this folder, this is going to take me to my Google Drive, and this is where all of the responses are going to populate. And they're automatically organized into this folder without you having to do anything, which is really the fun part about this. So if I click on my drive, you can see I've got lots of folders there, but Screencastify Submit created its own folder. So I have a Screencastify folder, and that's where my recorded videos go. And then I also have a Screencastify Submit folder, and that's where all of the answers go that the students record, if that makes sense. So I'm going to double click on that, and it's got subfolders for each assignment. So here's the icon example that I had my daughter do. And then here's her video. She did 2 videos because she didn't think the first one went through. So here is what you would do. You would literally just click on it and then hit play.
Hello, my name is Isabella Rozier. I'm in the 9th grade. I'm going into the 10th grade.
She's so shy. It's hilarious. Okay, so, and you would just do that, and then you could grade or do whatever you wanted to do with them there. So that was the icon example folder. And if I go back to Screencastify Submit, then I can see here's my new folder for the one I created today, but there are no responses, so nothing's there yet. Okay, which makes sense. So then I hit close. So now I can see that this is open. Here's the day I created it, and that I have no submissions. And there's my link that I can put in and copy that way. Okay, so then when you're done taking videos, all you're going to do is hit close assignment. And now it's closed and no one else can submit them. So if I go to Google Classroom, so Classroom, I'm going to show you what it looks like there so you can kind of see all of the steps in this. You saw what pops up for the students when I hit preview. So once you go, here is the new assignment that I just did. And then if I click on my instructions, notice it just takes them straight to this Screencastify screen that we saw earlier. That's literally all they have to do is click on it. It'll take them to that screen. I already closed it, so that's why it says, whoops, assignment not found. But it'll take them to that screen, and they just log in that way and record immediately. They don't have to have a Screencastify account. They're doing it through their Google, and then it automatically goes to your drive, and you can grade it that way. So if I know that, you know, Bea turned something in, I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to give her her 100, and then I'm going to come down here and put, you know, great video. Loved your thoughts on the main character. Since I can't see that, I don't think it's spelled correctly, but you get the gist. Okay, so there's my comment to her directly, and it's just like any other Google assignment. Okay, So now let me go back to my videos. Is it still telling me I'm not on the internet? Because that's annoying as all get out. Click here on the Screencastify icon. I'm going to go to my recordings. Hey, look at that. Now it's back. Okay, so now you can see all of the Screencastify videos I've made. And this one I know is already there. So now, see how it says copy shareable link? So if I wanted to send this out into, you know, the universe on the interwebs, I would just click copy link and then email it that way. Or like I showed you earlier, you can share all of those. And then here's the fun thing about this. I can download my video as is. I can export it as an MP4. I can export audio only. So if I just wanted, you know, my vocals, maybe to put in a PowerPoint or a Google Slides presentation, or for something for the students to listen to at a station, I can do that. Or, and this is super cool, I can export it as a GIF. So let's say that I am showing someone how to turn in a Google form or how to attach a Google form on Google Classroom. If I make it a GIF, okay, now obviously this is a 5-minute long video, so it's going to tell me it's too large. But if I have one that's 30 seconds or less, I can change the size of the GIF, and then I hit export, and it's going to show up as a picture, or actually a GIF file, and then I can embed that GIF file anywhere that I would embed an image. So if I want to, you know, show somebody where to click on a specific web page, if I'm trying to get my students to, you know, follow a specific process, these are the steps 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can embed that GIF there, so they just continue to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. So there's that. Let's go back to the next slide. Okay, so here are a couple of resources, and these are straight from Screencastify Submit. So if you don't think your students will know what to do, Screencastify Submit already has a video that they have created that explains to the students exactly how to do this. So I didn't have to tell Isabella anything, like she just got it, and it's pretty easy for the students. But for some reason, if you think like, oh my gosh, my kids can't do this, like they're gonna need training, or they're smaller, you can, I'm gonna turn the volume down and let this run. It shows them exactly what to do. So here's an example of what it would look like in Google Classroom. It shows them that they have to sign in with their Google account, tells them what to do, and then shows them step by step how to make sure that they can get this turned in and recorded without issue. So you don't even have to explain it to them. You can, I mean, I would, but after that, you can show them the video and it will, you know, show them exactly what to do. So let's say you explain it, you've got a kid that's absent, or you've got those kids that just need to watch it 2 or 3 times. Here's a video already created for you as a resource. I've already shown you what it looks like for students, but they do have articles in the beta that show you from the student point of view what it would look like. So I know I went kind of fast, but this is step-by-step with videos, what it'll look like for the students. And then there's a user guide, again, on Screencastify Submit, and how to make that happen for your students. Now, it is in beta, so you'd have to sign up for it, and then they give you permission, and then you can test it out and give them your thoughts on how to improve it. And then once it's live, everybody will have access to it, if that makes sense. Okay, so are there any questions? I know that was kind of fast. If you have questions, go ahead and